So far, I showed you that they can create in multiple genres, they can write in multiple genres and in different themes. They are innovative. They are outside of the genres with unconventional sounds. They can create unconventional sounds for us, and their musical abilities transcends genres and audiences, right? So what I'm saying is that their musicality is not limited at all. The Trigger album. Trigger album. Trigger album. Like, I could taste the excitement for this album. This was so exciting of an album to me. Like, the Trigger album was prestigious and it had sort of a cleanness to it, right? Even with the sounds, it was so refined. Even in the imagery that we got, it was well thought out and it was stunning. It was hard to ignore as an album, and it was also fun at the same time. It was really fun. We didn't lose the seriousness of it being an album, and neither did we lose the essence of this album as a piece of musical magnificence, because that's what it was. That is what it was. It was a different sound, but that only speaks to the ability to move easily between genres and dominate whatever sound it is, right? For Trigger album now, I'm not going to critique the sounds here. I'm going to save my musical critiques for Tremaine, for the Tremaine album. And I'm just going to be a fan here. And I'm going to tell you what this album was and what it meant to me as a fan, right? Trigger. The Trigger album. It's a fun album. It had some humor, but we also touched on serious themes here, okay? Like, here is where writing from realism worked really well. It spoke to their brilliancy in terms of the way that they write and communicate through the music. It made you feel like you were with them through this rock star life. And we were all feeling like winners here. We all felt like Trigger. We all feel like we're on top of the world with this album. That's how powerful writing from realism can be, right? Like, realism worked here because the Trigger album made us feel as if we were experiencing life with them. Like, it put us in their position and we felt the world through their eyes. We felt experiences through them, which was very interesting and new for us. That's why we always felt like Trigger. We felt like Trigger. We all want to be Trey Songz still, even though we were older. We still want to be like Trey Songz because we were on top of the world with them in this album, right? And that's how the lyrics and the music made me feel as a fan. So it was advantageous to write from realism in this type of context, okay? It was as if we were with Trigger. We were with him. Like, the fast cars with him, the models that we wanted also wanted us. The attitude, the confidence, the excitement of living the life of our dreams, of living the life we worked for. Like, it was all there. It was all there. Like, this is where I felt like the world finally saw him, and what they saw was a multi-talented musician. They saw the value of a celebrity personality, well, Trigger personality. and this felt like he was solidified as a global artist. That's how powerful this album felt for him, right? And it sort of was crystallized at this point that he was on top of the world. And when I talked to other people who didn't grow up like us, they knew who he was now at this point. But obviously, I didn't tell them the entire story of like where he got me from as a fan, because a lot of people do not understand Strugg life. And I feel like this is where people were really paying attention to him. This is where people were paying attention to him globally. And I feel like really proud. I feel like really proud. Like even at the point of the Trigger album, I was really proud. It's like now they actually see him. Now y'all see him. Y'all see Trigger finally. Like it was joy and excitement because they finally see him. Like the world finally saw him. And like we had great production of music on the Trigger album. Like the videos told the story too, and it was really a gorgeous cinematic experience. Like the music was so good. The music was so good. It brought out the fun of R&B and the light undertones of the music to match it, right? It was like there was a story and we were all following the story, and I really like how they do it. Like try to like give us a story in the album itself, right? All the things he was experiencing with us and he was showing us, and because they write from realism, it's like we were there with them, you know. Like I would have liked some rap in the Trigger album. That's my only critique, I think. I would have liked some rap on the Trigger album with his witty lines and bold statements that he makes. And like when he raps, he makes us feel like we're on top of the world. And he could have given us that feeling on Trigger. He could have been like given us the feeling of I'm on top of the world and my fans are on top of the world with me too. Like he can be really funny too. So we should have had like maybe 2 or 3 songs where he actually raps with the humor, wordplay, witty on the Trigger album. Trigger is rap. Like I told you, when I started, all I had was $1. That should have been on the Trigger album. That's very Trigger attitude. Anyway, Smartphones was a really well-made song, and we see the many ways he can use his gorgeous voice. Smartphones also remind me of Dive In. The joy, he had joy on the video. Like the lyrics on Smartphones, we can let it slide because we were living vicariously through this album. It was lighthearted, it was fun, and it was a complete experience, I felt. It was a complete experience. On the opposite end of the spectrum, people who I talked to were not from the town or not from the city. Like they all knew who he was at this point, right? Like I think the name Trey Songz is an easy enough name to say and short enough name for people who are not native English speakers to say and remember. So that's another unique advantage for global appeal. Because people who are not from the town or from the city, they knew his music now. Like Nana, Touching Lovin', everybody played it. Everybody played it. And then they get the internet and they search for him because Trey Songz is an easy name to remember. And they type it in and they find all the previous music. And then they see that he makes music that we like the old school R&B. Because we constantly play old school R&B anyway because it suits us. So they see that he makes the music that we like. And they become fans. They become fans. Even though they're not native English speakers, right? Like, Trigger album, the R&B music was not really shown to the world at this point. Because the world did not hear his voice on the Trigger album. They didn't hear what his voice can do. They don't know how he can sing. They haven't heard how unique and dynamic his voice is, or Dr. Taylor's musical excellence, right? They didn't hear it on Trigger album. Like I understand it wasn't too serious of an album, so maybe R&B wasn't that appropriate. But I think the only song here is Smartphones that gives an indication of his vocal ability, but the world still doesn't know what his voice can do at this point. Still, on Trigger album, Anticipation 2. I am not going to talk about the other mixtapes, otherwise we'll be here forever. because I could talk about music forever. It's anticipation too. I can't begin to express everything that I feel. The appreciation I have for the most gorgeous music, the frustration that no one hears this, the anger because why is this not the music they are widely known for globally? The confusion because the quality of the lyrics do not match the quality of his voice. It does not match the quality of the production and the sound. Okay? So I have I have too many emotions about anticipation too. Okay? Do you know the diamond sounds that are on this mixtape? Why? 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 I don't know how to say it in English or any other language even. I don't even know what I'm asking at this point. Do you know the sonic brilliancy of the music that is on anticipation too? The world cannot see or hear this. I was wondering why did they put the song Top of the World? Why did they put it on this mixtape specifically? But I completely understand why. I completely understand why they did that. I completely understand why the song is on this mixtape specifically. I understand. I don't know how to say it, but I understand why. I understand their musicality and I'm on their side. I'm on their side, okay? The mixtapes and the demos. The mixtapes and the demos. Like, okay, let me explain as a listener. As listeners, we get everything, okay? And it's a lot to process, even though we love that they give us so much music and that they are brilliant musicians, okay? It's a lot to process, okay? But over the years, it became more and more difficult to understand their musicality, even though I'm an OG fan, right? And I'm very into music and I listen to music differently, which is why I can hear everything. Even then, over the years, it became difficult to understand their musicality, even though this is the case for me, right? So it kind of created confusion, okay? That's why people say they don't understand their music. Because people don't understand what's going on musically, sonically, vocally, the production, the lyrics. People don't understand what's going on with them musically because it's difficult to figure out if you're just a casual listener and you won't understand even if you have the ability to hear through to hear all the different elements like me, right? It's still difficult to understand and you won't understand it unless you study their musicality, right? And figure out what is going on here because there is confusion. People say there's back and forth with the music. When people say this, that means that you're creating confusion for the listener, right? So the listeners are telling you they're confused with what you're giving them, right? And there is confusion here. There's confusion. So the quantity of music is so great to process for the average listener because people don't understand the musicality, right? And even though I'm an OG fan also, we're having this problem. So so I feel as if I have to be the bridge between the Trey Songz brand musicality and the listeners. So we can push forward into more greatness because now we're figuring out what's going on here, right? Because there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect between the musician and the fans, right? There's a disconnect. So I have to be the bridge so we can sort this out and we can get more brilliant music. Anyway, looking at everything, studying their musicality and looking at everything, I have never come across anyone with musicality like this before. So we can expect the unusual because no one else does this kind of behavior, because they don't have this kind of musicality or talent or gift, right? We can expect the quantity of music to be great. And later, when I give the solutions, everything will be more clear. Because I'll be putting in the request for what we want to hear and making everything simple so I can be an effective bridge so we can get the music that we need to get from them. Okay? Okay. Anticipation 2. This is musical excellence. This is exquisiteness. The innovativeness of the sounds. Some of these songs, which are not very explicit, should be in movies. Why is this music not in movies, movie soundtracks and all that? Like, the influencers should be using this in all their edits and whatever else, right? The world needs to hear this. I don't think Anticipation 2 had those little parental guidance warning signs, those parental guidance warning labels on the songs. But even if it did, it's not enough. Because there were 2 songs on Anticipation 2 that I couldn't finish listening to because it was really yucky. And obviously I can't share a lot of these songs with people, even though it's musically beautiful, because of the largely explicit content, right? We need a bigger trigger warning for those kinds of songs. Like, we have Top of the World, which is very applicable to me. And that's the only reason that I gave Anticipation 2 a chance, right? I gave Anticipation 2 a chance in the first place because of Top of the World. I saw that the song Top of the World was there. So that's why I went to Anticipation 2. It is a revolutionary song, and I talked about it earlier. But at the same time, we have those 2 yucky songs here, which is not for me at all, right? Okay, the rest of the songs are sexual, with one beautiful Marvin Gaye remake. It was really beautiful. But now do you see how there's no easy transition between messages and themes in the songs on a single project? It's vastly different topics. We don't know how to digest this as listeners. Even though it's one of the best projects sonically and especially vocally, it's one of the best projects with the innovative production, right? Almost everything was present here in its genius, and this really shows off their musicality in the best ways. The songs that are on this project is catered for their musicality and not for listener experience. Okay. And I do understand because that's just how their musicality is, and it's truly magnificent and I appreciate it. But it also creates difficulty for the listener, and it creates a disconnect because the lyrics and messages, a lot of it is not for us. The polarity of topics on one project, it's pulling us in different directions. It's pulling us in different directions. Okay. As it relates to their musicality, it makes complete sense as to why there's contrasting themes in one project, because they're grouping it according to sounds, not lyrics, not message, right? They're grouping it according to sounds and not for the ease of listener experience. So I understand why it makes sense from their point of view. because they are grouping according to sound, and it makes complete sense according to sound. Okay, so I understand their point of view. The listener point of view, from the listener point of view, it makes zero sense as to why there's polarizing themes in one project. It makes no sense to the listener as to why the songs are overtly sexual and yucky. For the listener, it creates confusion with regard to why the sound is so beautiful. The stories, even though it's a lack of quality lyrics, the stories are still well built on anticipation too. But the message is so sexual. So there's confusion for the listener, right? And the polarity of themes too is creating a confusion. So even though I appreciate the musicality, the sound is so beautiful, anticipation too. It's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. But I still can't share this. I can't share this music. I can't show people, this is my artist. This is what he creates. I can't share this. I can't tell people to listen to this. Not because of the contrasting variations in the themes and messages, but because the content is too sexual. It's too sexual as a whole on this project, right? It's too sexual as a whole, right? So people cannot enjoy the diamond of what this entire project of Anticipation 2 is. They cannot enjoy it. Do you see the stress? This is why I have conflict inside. This is why I have conflict. Do you see how they create confusion for the listeners in multiple areas of music? Do you see the confusion? This is why it's frustrating and it's exasperating, because I know that the world is missing out on beautiful, innovative music that only Mr. Songz and Dr. Taylor can create for us. The world is missing out because he wants to be heavily into this pin-up boy thing and talk about those kind of things only. Other people exist in the world who want to hear different things from you. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry again. Okay. Let's forget about the lack of shareability for now, okay? Let's forget about the lack of quality lyrics. Let's forget about the lack of shareability. Let me tell you why I'm so mad that I can't share this. Anticipation 2. Anticipation 2. No one understands what I feel about this kind of sound and vocals. No one understands. It's like they lavishly gifted us with the best sounds I probably have ever heard. And it didn't matter too much that they wrote from a place of realism with their own perspective only in this fictional writing on this project, right? It was so beautiful and so magnificently done that it didn't have to be relatable. It felt like a privilege to listen to. It was well-built stories in most instances. Realism worked because they told us everything in sufficiency because the stories were well built, right? And we have a clear idea about where they stand on the viewpoints in the stories, right? Even though it's not listener focused and it's not relatable, right? We still get an idea about where they stand and their views. This, in terms of musicality, this is where they showed their full confidence. This is where they had full belief in their talents. They made full use of the uniqueness of what they create. Mr. Songz used his voice here. They showed us exactly who Trey Songz is in terms of sound and vocal ability and well-built stories, right? Anticipation too. Anticipation too. We need this kind of sounds from them. We need this kind of sounds from them. This is what we need. This is pure sounds. Pure sounds. Like different stories within a similar theme is what we need. Is what we need. You know what Anticipation 2 is? It's Trey Songz. It's very Trey Songz core musicality. It's a very him sound. The entire mixtape, him and Dr. Taylor's musicality in the best, most pure ways, with the innovativeness, magnificent production, and being the musicians that we know we need. Like showing us exactly the kind of musicians that they are. Charting their own way in the music world. Being the musical examples and pioneers. Because that's what Anticipation 2 is. That's what it is. We need so much more of these sounds. Them being the best musicians we have the privilege of hearing in our lifetime on display. That's Anticipation 2. That's Anticipation 2. Like, I feel like this is also the sound or the project I was waiting for from them. Anticipation 2 is a privilege. It's a privilege. This is what I'm begging for the world to hear from them. Like, they have things and they can do things that no one else has and no one else can do. It's just the lyrics and the message and the themes that are not allowing people to see them. Okay, let's talk about the songs. Girl on Girl. Girl on Girl was anatomically gorgeous. The way he used his voice, like I haven't heard him do that too much, but we should have more songs like this. But obviously with a message for us at the bottom of the world, or something fun, something confident, witty, funny, right? It's like he was preaching on that song. But it was really lovely musically. It was. French Kiss. The vocals. The way the musical elements were arranged. This is why I said nobody else, no other musician can give us music like this here. Like, I have no words to describe how beautiful the song is. I'm not going to cry. I am not going to cry. French Kiss. It's such a beautiful song. Like, I'm gonna let my tears do the talking again. Like, let's make the song again and talk about freedom or nature in the same intensity with a story, the pain of being alive, like relatable human things. The world will not ignore this then. The world will not ignore this then. Flights and Skype. Flights and Skype is a comfort song for me. It's like where I go to get comfort now. Flights and Skype. It's an interesting sound, very unconventional, but I love it. Extremely beautiful. This speaks to the fact that they are innovative. They are innovative. UFO sounds, flight airplane sounds, for the airplane theme. For the airplane theme. How creative is that? Like, the lyrics were smart, thoughtful, insightful. The conversation at the end was a nice touch to end the Skype call. Like, it was brilliant in having a complete, well-built story. And songs like this were made for people like me who pay attention to everything. If we make the themes broader, make the lyrics cleaner, keep the same intensity with the innovative sounds, we can soothe everybody's soul in the Strugg life. You can change people's life with this type of music. With Anticipation 2 type of music, like Anticipation 2 type of music can make us see the beauty in life. Everything that was done on Anticipation 2, let's do it again. New themes, new stories that speak to us. Like people in the Strugg life, me, people in the bottom of the world, like we need powerful stories with powerful production, the intensity of the vocals, innovativeness of sound. It's just beautiful, and we need like great messages for us. It's just the messages and the quality lyrics that's missing. That's it. It's two things that are missing. Like we can fix this. We can fix this. We're problem solvers. We can fix this. If you want cleaner messages in the songs, listen to these from Anticipation 2. Top of the World, She Needs Me. These two remind me of the Birth of Songs mixtape and the Love King mixtape. Is You Should Roll and Good Feelings. I'm going to list the other must-listen songs with less explicit lyrics from other projects that you may not have heard before and that I haven't mentioned before on this video. So you can screenshot it and look it up. Safari Love. This is a very sweet song and it's for us Africans and we need more. Sensational was jazz and it does it exceptionally well. Like jazz, we also need more of jazz. We listen to jazz. We like it. The songs that I'm showing you now, it's like this is still so little that I can share with people at the bottom of the world who do not fornicate, who need beautiful music. Like even though there is beautiful music on the YouTube page, this is still so little that I can share with people. Do you know, like, these songs are old too. Like, so the quality of sound is not there, right? Even though it's beautiful, even though it makes you feel good inside. Like, compared to the vast quantity of music on the YouTube page, this is too little that I can actually share with people. So that means nobody can hear the rest of the music besides me. And this is a problem. But I'll give the solutions later. How I feel is that how I feel is that Anticipation 2 is the latest, most authentic, pure Trey Songz musicality, except for this explicit subject matter. That is the musician that I know. We need more of these kinds of sounds and vocals with more themes. Talk to us at the bottom of the world with music like this. Tell our stories. Let's have some cleaner lyrics, clean romance, intense love stories. Like, I desperately want to share this music. Like, I desperately want to share this music with people. Like, people need to hear this. People need to hear this. The world needs to see him and hear him. Okay? Like, if we change the lyrics and themes, the world will be able to relate to that. And then they will see the diamond talent of Mr. Songz and Dr. Taylor. Then they will see them. And it will make you a billionaire. I'll make you a billionaire. I'll make you a billionaire. Because the world will see you now. Imagine how much of charity we could do if I made you a billionaire. Because this is a better strategy now. Like, this is a better structure for the albums. I fill your piggy bank up. Care about no recession. Why you second guessing? Let me ask you this one question. Do you not want the world to see you? You. Do you not want the world to see you or hear you? Come on, come on, come on. Like this is what I expect a lot of the music to sound like. This is the kind of music I want them to be known for. Beautiful, genius, innovative. Like I want people to listen to it and just be in awe. To understand that Mr. Song's voice is the most unique voice like I've ever come across, and they will know it too. They will hear this too. Like I want the world to be in admiration of what they create, of their talent, in total admiration of the sound, the vocals, the production. We just need to work on the lyrics and messages, right? The musicality is too brilliant. And the same way they feel about making music like this is the same way we feel about listening to music like this. This is the kind of music you can listen to with your entire being. Because that's how powerful the music they make is. That's how powerful it is. Since we had a Marvin Gaye cover, She Needs Me, can we have Donny Hathaway covers? Can we have Sam Cooke covers with piano and vocals? The piano and their songs and the sounds is otherworldly. It's otherworldly. And that's what we need. That's what we need.